I could talk forever about the importance of attitude, but ladies and gentlemen, it's the most important choice you make every single day. You can't control what happens to you, but you can't control how you're going to react to it. So attitude is the first part of the plan. Second part of the plan is to have dreams. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have dreams, goals, hopes, and ambitions, no matter what anybody says, it's not going to change your life. The only thing that's going to change it from where you are today to where you'll be 5 years from now are the books you read, the people you meet, and the dreams you dream. Everybody needs 4 things in your life. If you don't have 4 things in your life, you're going to feel bored. Everybody needs something to do. Everybody needs someone to love. Everybody needs someone to believe in. And everybody needs something to hope for, and hope is nothing more than dreams. What changed my life? When I was growing up, I never had any dreams, never had any goals. I was a little kid, my mom said, "What do you want to be?" I said, "I want to be a garbage collector." She said, "A garbage collector?" I said, "They only work on Tuesdays." But I go to South Carolina many years ago under a guy by the name of Marvin Bass as an assistant coach. When we 8 months pregnant with our 3rd child, we spent every cent we had in the bank for a down payment on a home. I'm there 1 month. I get up on a Monday morning, I pick up the state newspaper. The headline said, "Marvin Bass resigns." I said to my wife, "I wonder if he's related to my coach." An hour later, I'm unemployed. They hired Paul D, so I didn't know him, didn't know anybody in South Carolina. I'm out of a job. After my wife gave birth to Kevin, she went to work as an X-ray technician, which was her profession. Kevin's now a lawyer. When you get out of law school, I said, "What's the most important thing you learned in law school?" He said, "If somebody's going to go to jail, make sure it's your client, not you." I said, "That's good advice." I was a stay-at-home dad, feeling very defeated. And my wife bought me this book where they talk about goals. I never had any. One day when the children take a nap, I get out a paper and pencil and did what the book asked me to do. Made 5 columns. Things I wanted to accomplish as a husband and a father. Column number 2 was things I wanted to accomplish religiously. God's very important in my life. I don't preach it and I don't lecture it, but I hope the way I live my life reflects the faith I have in God. Column number 3 was things I wanted to accomplish financially. Column number 4 was things I wanted to do professionally. I wanted to coach at Notre Dame. I wanted to win a national championship. I wanted to go in the Hall of Fame. Column number 5 was things I wanted to do for excitement. First thing I put down was I wanted to jump out of an airplane because I was an officer in the Army. You know, one time I was stationed at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, not too far from here. I'd watch him jump out of an airplane. I want to pause here and tell you, I learned more in the military than I ever did in the college classroom in this country. We'd be better off if everybody had to spend 1 year in the military. I had a player say to me one day, "I'm tired of everybody telling me what to do. I'm going to join the Marines." Oh, yeah. Then I want to land on the aircraft carrier. I want to go on a submarine. I want to be on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. Want to go whitewater raft on the Snake River. Want to make a home run, learn to do magic. Want to go to the White House for dinner. Want to visit with the Pope. Want to go to Pamplona, run with the bulls with a slower person. I had 107 of them. My wife came home. I said, "Honey, here's 107. We're going to do them all." She looked at him on her again. She said, "Gee, that's great." She said, "But why don't we add get a job?" So we made 108. Now the 108, we have done 102 of those original. I've done everything I mentioned except run with the bulls. Because see, ladies and gentlemen, decide what you want to do. Ask yourself 25 times a day the word win. Win stands for what's important now. Decide what you want to do and ask yourself what's important now to evaluate the past, focus on the future, but tell you what you have to do in the present. See, ladies and gentlemen, everything starts with a dream. Martin Luther King made one of the 10 greatest speeches in the history of mankind. I just talked to General Colin Powell. He was up there at the dedication yesterday for Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King made one of the greatest speeches where he stood up in front of hundreds of thousands of people and he said, I have a dream. Now realize this. One man had a dream, and it changed this country for the better. Now let me ask you this. Let me ask you this in all due respect to Martin Luther King. Do you think that speech would have had the same effect if he stood up and said, I have a strategic plan of our show? Strategic plan. The people have dreams. And don't make the mistake I made. Done a lot of dumb things. One thing I regret, we went to Notre Dame, we took program on the bottom, we took it to the very top. And for 9 straight years, we went to a January 1 bowl, the sugar, the cut, the orange, and the fiesta. Nobody's done it before, nobody's done it since. We took that thing on top, we maintained it, and it's the thing I regret the most. There's a rule in life that says you're either growing or you're dying. The tree's either growing or it's dying. So's grass. So's a marriage. So's a business. So's a person. Has nothing to do with age. There are no age restrictions on goals. I'm so old right now, my birthday candles cost more than the cake. But you have to have dreams and goals. That is so critical. But we get on top and you say, this is pretty good. Let's maintain it. Let's not risk anything. Let's not change anything. We have a pretty good life. Let's maintain it. When you maintain, you're dying. You have no reason to celebrate nothing you're trying to do. When I left Notre Dame, I thought I was tired of coaching. I was not tired of coaching. I was tired of maintaining. So everything starts with a dream, an attitude, and the third part. Make good choices. Wherever you are today, good or bad, because of choices you make. Choose to do drugs, drop out of school, run with the wrong people. You choose to end up with difficulties in your life. How do I make good choices? It's not hard. Everybody you meet asks 3 questions. I don't care whether in Europe, Japan, Africa, South America. Everybody you meet asks these 3 questions subconsciously. First question everybody asks, can I trust you? Second question everybody asks, are you committed to excellence? Oh, you can have all the slogans you want. First will be best, then will be first. You send a message, are you committed to excellence? How good do you want to be? And the last question everybody asks, do you care about me? That's all. So I only have 3 rules. You follow these 3 rules and we'll answer those 3 questions, but I'll always enable you to make good choices. Rule number 1, do right. Do right and avoid what's wrong. You ain't doubt, get out the Bible. I think it's right to be honest, right to be on time, right to be loyal. I think it's wrong to practice sexism, racism, spousal abuse. I think it's wrong to find another person's wallet before they lost it. Let's do the right thing. I think it's wrong to be bitter. We've all had injustices done. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm with Arkansas, have the best win-loss record in the history of Arkansas. Second best in Southwest Conference, only to Dare Royal. 7 years, 4 top 10 finishes, 7 bowl games, graduated the athletes, read an honest program. I got fired. I was so mad I wanted to go to the media. My wife said, no. We know what we did, we'll move on. She would not allow me to be bitter. 2 years later, Notre Dame's looking for a football coach. They called Frank Barnes and said, we're thinking about Lou Holtz, but we wondered about his experience with you. Coach Burrow said, best coach I've ever had. I'm going to try to hire him back. I've made a mistake. If you can hire Lou Holtz, don't even talk to anybody else. Go hire him immediately. I end up at Notre Dame because of the guy that fired me in Arkansas because my wife did not allow me to get bitter. I'm not saying you don't ever need to be bitter, but when you're bitter, I'm going to tell you, you get bitter society, blame everybody else. When you pass away, your wife's going to have to hire pallbearers because you won't have 6 friends. And this is the only joke I tell. My wife gets bad when I tell her. Guy's in the hospital. 83 years of age, his wife with me said, Ethel,